Imagine an animal wrapped head to toe in armor made entirely of human fingernails. It doesn't have a single tooth in its head, but it's equipped with a sticky tongue that can stretch out further than its entire body length. These bizarre traits belong to the pangolin. Because of their heavily armored appearance, they are often mistakenly referred to as scaly anteaters. There are 8 distinct species of pangolins scattered across the globe. 4 of these species are native to parts of Africa, while the other 4 roam across Asia, from India to China and Southeast Asia. Despite being gentle, solitary creatures, they carry a grim title. The pangolin is the most trafficked mammal on Earth. They are remarkably adaptable survivors. You can find ground-dwelling species carving out a life across the open savannas and sun-baked grasslands of sub-Saharan Africa. Meanwhile, other species are strictly arboreal, meaning they have evolved to live their entire lives up in the trees of dense tropical forests, using their strong tails to grip branches. Regardless of where they live, pangolins are creatures of the night. They are entirely solitary and move with a slow, deliberate stealth, sometimes even walking upright on their hind legs to protect their digging claws from dulling against the ground. Because they are completely silent and avoid attention at all costs, they are incredibly difficult to find in the wild. They are vanishing before researchers can even finish studying their basic behaviors. Their defining feature is that distinct shingle-like armor. These overlapping scales are made of keratin, the same tough protein that makes up your own hair and fingernails. When a predator approaches, a pangolin doesn't fight, and it rarely tries to run. Instead, it tucks its head in and rolls into a tight sphere, hiding its soft underbelly and exposing only sharp, locked plates. If a predator is unusually persistent, the pangolin deploys a secondary chemical defense. It can secrete a foul-smelling acid from glands near its tail to drive off the attacker. Millions of years of evolution have engineered a walking biological fortress. It is a passive defense system that completely deflects the bites and scratches of apex predators like lions and leopards. But this extreme anatomy presents a major mechanical problem. How exactly does a heavily armored, slow-moving animal with no teeth manage to eat thousands of buried insects every day? First, they use a highly sensitive nose to sniff out underground nests. Then they deploy massive, powerful front claws to tear straight through the sun-baked earth of termite mounds. Next, they thread a remarkably long, sticky tongue deep into the insect tunnels. To reach those depths, this specialized muscle actually anchors far back inside the pangolin's chest cavity. Without teeth, they swallow rocks and sand. This grit gathers in a muscular stomach, acting as a built-in mill to grind their prey's exoskeletons. This internal engine allows one pangolin to consume tens of thousands of insects in a single night. This highly specialized digestion makes them a vital piece of their local ecosystems, quietly acting as natural pest control for the environments they inhabit. The exact biological defense that kept pangolins alive for millions of years is now the precise reason they are facing extinction. Rolling into a static ball is the perfect way to survive a lion's jaws, but against a human poacher, it is a fatal reaction. The animal offers zero resistance, allowing a person to simply pick it up and drop it into a bag. Because they are so easy to capture, they are hunted on an industrial scale. Millions of pangolins have been taken from the wild, their bodies sold for meat, and their keratin scales harvested to supply the illegal trade in unproven traditional medicines. A survival strategy designed to outlast the dangers of the natural world is completely incompatible with the modern threat of human exploitation. This intense poaching is especially devastating because pangolins reproduce slowly. After a long pregnancy, a mother typically gives birth to just one single baby, known as a pup. These pups are born with soft scales and are completely defenseless. For the first few months of life, the young pangolin survives by clinging directly to its mother's armored tail for transportation and protection. With all 8 species now threatened, wildlife organizations are fighting back with anti-poaching operations and habitat protection initiatives on the front lines. Saving the pangolin requires disrupting a global poaching pipeline to protect these specialized, ancient lineages before their hidden lives are erased completely.